Oh, yeah.
Mrs. Berg, we are calling this special meeting for the Arcadia City Council for Monday, August 17, 2015 to order. Roll call, please.
Conrad.
Present.
Fetch.
Yes.
Feltus.
Yes.
Kinsella.
No.
Wojni.
Yes.
Colstead. Yes.
All right, Mr. Feltus, would you lead us in our pledge, please? Hats off, if you would, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everybody. Tonight's proceedings are going to be recorded. We are going to have a period of public comment after the verification of the posting of the agenda. I'm going to start with the most common sense one. It's going to be civil. If it's not civil, I'm cutting you off, and if you can't be civil after that, we are going to ask you to leave. We're going to have a civil, responsible adult discussion tonight, and any of the stuff we've had to deal with in the past will not be tolerated that much tonight. We are going to have, because of the number of people here, a 1-minute time limit on public comments, because if we go any more than a minute, we're going to be here for a while. We are here tonight to discuss the direct legislation petition for possible action to extend the time frame of the moratorium. Mrs. Berg, before we get started, let's take a look at the verification of the posting of the agenda, please.
The agenda was posted by 5 p.m. on Friday at City Hall, State Bank of Arcadia, Arcadia TV and Appliance, on the city website.
Thank you. As we move into public comments, I'm going to call on you. If I don't know your name, I'm just going to point. When you stand up, I'd like you to very clearly identify who you are, who you represent. If you're a city resident or other, so I know who you are, because most of the faces I know, but several kind of close on or don't recognize. So, and that also helps the council and the public understand who you are and what you're getting at. So, with that said, we are going to open a period of public comment. Oh, one other thing, we are not yielding any time to somebody else. It's a strict 1 minute per meeting here. So, go get them.
My name is Attorney Gerardo Flaherty. I'm legal representative for a group called Our Arcadia Concerned Citizens. I've been asked to speak briefly tonight on the petition and request that the moratorium be extended and that you act on the direct legislation proposal. It seems there were 2 petitions submitted, one for a referendum. I encourage you to put it on the ballot so that the public can be heard and they have a chance to vote and show their preference on continuing with sand mine expansions, annexations, mining operations. With respect to extending the moratorium, we think that there does need to be more study. We encourage you to extend the moratorium an additional 6 months. Regardless, I know there's some concern that, well, maybe for the rail loading and unloading facility, it isn't like an open pit sand mine.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, well, I'd like to address the Arcadia City Council members with this. Over the last 2 years, the city has done a thorough job of informing the public on mining issues through public hearings, including expert testimonies, and allowing time for adequate discussion with public input. This has far exceeded any previous efforts from other local governing bodies, city, township, or even county. Mining issues have been at the forefront of many public in private discussion since 2008. Candidates in various elections have based their campaigns solely on these issues. Research, both scientific and personal, has been done, with most of it available to the public for viewing. Tonight's vote is not for or against sand mining or any other industry. It's about whether to extend the moratorium that was to be in place for no more than 1 calendar year. This is about the reasonable expectation of any one person or a group to come before a governing council
Thank you, Mike.
and ask that their proposal be given fair consideration in a timely manner.
Thank you, Mike. Who's next?
Kate Martinsky, City of Arcadia. When I was going around house to house, getting signatures for the petition to extend the moratorium and to get a referendum on no more sand mines or expanding sand mines, I stopped at about 20 homes. I was able to get about 10 signatures. Very lucky to get the 10 signatures. 5 of those households, people were not home. And then about 5 of the other ones, they declined. And they declined because of their personal businesses, in fear of losing business. And some of those other people they did not want to jeopardize their bosses, of business, or their own jobs. So some people are afraid to speak or voice their opinion on the sand mine issue. Many of these people had no clue that there were 24 sand mines in Trempealeau County, 12 in the town of Arcadia, that the city was going to annex more land. So I think you just need to let your people speak, get the referendum out there.
Just a quick response to that. I know all the public hearings that we've had in all the various locations, the high school, Urban Energy, this building, the city council, chambers at City Hall. I know that we've had a lot of opportunity. I've got a young lady standing in the doorway who can attest that not only was she allowed to speak, but multiple times, and that conversation was offered for everybody multiple times. So, who's next? Yes, Mary.
Mary Frisch, City of Arcadia resident. As a citizen of the City of Arcadia, I am encouraging the City Council to adopt the direct legislation that will extend the moratorium on nonmetallic mining by 6 months, which will then hopefully get us close enough to the spring election, at which time I request that you put this issue to the voice of the people and in the form of a referendum. And I do have a question to ask the City Council in regard to the moratorium, and I'm wondering how often and in what capacity council members have met with sand mine representatives during the moratorium.
Thank you. Who's next?
Ann Reichwein, city resident. I too agree with Mary Frisch. I think this needs to be put out to the residents to ask, have them answer on the referendum if they want to go ahead and annex any more sand mines to this community. I think that's a fair way of doing it. A lot of people don't like to speak out in public, and I just feel that gives them the right to vote. Some can't say one way or the other that they're for or against because they're afraid of what their family will think, their neighbor's going to think, what people are going to think of them. Then there's their private vote. I think it affects all of us. So I think if you have the privacy of going to the ballot, private ballot, I think that's the way we need to go. Thank you.
Thank you. Who's next? John?
I'll speak. John Schultz, Town of Arcadia. I was in Black River today for town business and had a little time coming back, and I drove up County Road past Badger Mining and realized I'd driven 4.5 miles before seeing the mailbox.
Hey, John? I stopped your clock for just a second.
Sure. Speak up.
You've got a very soft voice.
I do.
Thank you. I'm going to restart here when you start.
Okay, thank you. Just driving back from Black River Falls, I had a few extra minutes. I drove up County Road and realized, going past Badger Mining headquarters, I'd driven 4.5 miles before seeing a mailbox, and it made me wonder, I know enrollment's been talked about in the past, 2001, Blair Taylor, 734 kids, now 632. Arcadia at that time, 2001, 881, now 1,189. People have been saying Arcadia can't grow. City of Arcadia grew 20% between the last two census. Town was 14%. The county just beat the state's average of about 3.5%. So we've grown. People have been making investment in this community. So I would just urge you to honor some of the requests that you're hearing in terms of letting people vote.
Thank you, Mr. Schultz. Okay. Who else would like to speak? Everybody's got the Karen.
Karen Gusky, Town of Arcadia. Excuse me. The other night I was at the city council meeting, and John, I would recommend that, as like tonight, you're asked for first or second or third call, so I actually had something to say at the city council meeting. But the reason I'm here tonight is I'm asking that you extend the moratorium and put it to a vote for the people. With the rail loadout, I was told that there's going to be some housing projects up there. Well, if there's 8 acres of land that's going to be, is it going to be gifted to the city? I don't know with the annexation. That's something maybe you would like to answer for me tonight. People aren't going to want to live next to a rail loadout. If you go over by High Crush, or you just listen to what John said about the 4.5 miles, nobody's living there. It's true. High Crush here in the last year and a half, 3 people have moved out by the rail loadout. There's a 4th one. If you're going to put apartment buildings up there, I think we need to get together as a township and a city and look for positive growth, green spaces for kids to play.
Thanks, Karen. Who's next? Mr. Haynes?
I guess I would ask the council to consider, what does extending the moratorium do? Is the council willing to say, we don't need any more jobs, we don't need any more tax income for the city, we don't need any more new homes, we don't need people to move in for good paying jobs? Are you willing to take that, to extend the moratorium 6 months?
Thank you. Who's next? Yes, Ms. Russell.
Darlene Russa, I guess it goes back to when we had the moratorium at the county level. They said you have to have an absolutely good reason, undoubtedly, to extend it another 6 months. And I think Dave Hesch, when we were here at the last meeting, said it all. You people were all elected to make these decisions. That's why you're in that office. That's why you're sitting up there. And you are qualified to do it more than any of the rest of us, because you know the plans that the city has for itself.
Who's next? Yes, Mr. Vigeski.
Vigeski, Town of Arcadia. I was just wondering if the city council had read 3 studies here. It says the Civil Society Institute study concluded that the values of properties within a half a mile of a sand mine immediately declined 25%. There's also a Pepin study that concluded that the sand mine negatively affects tourism and property values in the area. And there's also a study, Wisconsin Farmers Union and Wisconsin Towns Association study, that concluded that the areas with too much sand mining decline economically over time. And also, I would like to know how many people have moved in the area.
In line with that, I'd like to provide the council copies of these studies that Ms. Vigeski was referring to. In the event no one has had an opportunity to read them, you can circulate them. We would appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, who's next?
I had the second half of my reference.
Yes, ma'am. Please identify yourself.
Noreen Haynes from the Town of Arcadia. I'd like to mention in response to Jan Vigeski's, why is the Trumbull County Tours, why have they added a tour of the sand mines to their tours that they do with their bus tours. If that is harming tourism. They just recently added that this past year. That's one of their tours now, is to go around and look at the sand mines. So I'm not agreeing with it harming tourism. And I also would like to know, what more studies are you planning to do? I'd like an answer to that.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, please identify yourself. I can see a hand. There you are.
City of Arcadia, I'm on the planning commission, and I can't speak for the whole planning commission, but we've had about 20 meetings on this, and we don't need any more time on I can say for myself, we don't. I can't speak for the whole planning commission, but we've had tons of meetings. I think we've hashed out quite a bit of this. We sent the ordinance to you guys. I don't feel we need any more time on our end.
Can you clarify, how many meetings did you say?
I can't recall, but I'm gonna guess 20-ish.
Yeah,
I can't say for sure.
Yeah, all at 20.
Yeah. And so we did what we needed to do, and so for a moratorium, don't hold up for us.
Yes.
Ron Teschner, Town of Arcadia. I just took a couple notes here, and I remember some time back when Ashley came into town or wanted to come into town, the uproar that was before the city council. And I praised the people that were on that city council at that time to turn around and have enough gumption to let them in, and look what they turned out to be as part of the corporate sponsor for this city. Same thing with Golden Plum. I happened to go to the courthouse in Whitehall when that permit came up for GNP to turn around and build their plant up there. And there was a lot of conflict about dust and noise and everything else. Look what GNP has done for your community. Riverland Energy went up there. People were complaining that it's not a place for them. It added to the township. It didn't give us any taxes, Riverland Energy didn't, because of their status. But look what it did for the town. So I implore this council to look what economic benefit is out there for the constituents. It's very, very important. Thank you much.
Thank you, Ron. Angela, can we turn the air on?
It is on, John, it just can't keep up.
Everybody take a deep breath and just hold it for I'm just joking for the record.
Let us know when the minute is up. 3.
I'm glad that we can still all smile and be friends. Yes?
I agree with his statement about
You want
doing.
I'm gonna stop your clock and let you identify yourself.
I agree with these statements that he makes with the businesses improving, but the sand mines are not a renewable resource. So they've already stated how many years they might be here. Once they've completed their jobs, they're gone.
Thank you, Mr. Miller. Yes.
My name is Dave Hesh. I think I'm living proof that sand mines can exist in a community without causing any problems. If you've watched what we've done on Kerry Sukla's pit out on Jay, we've done everything the people have said we can't do. We had traffic go through town, past the high school. We've had no noise issues, no water issues, no air issues. All the issues that everybody's complained about, we have done, proven to you we can do it. And to top it all off, when they say, you're not from here, my help is all here. I live here, my son lives here, we plan on staying here. And the other thing, go out on Jay and look, that horrible hill everybody complained about is not there anymore. The grass is growing. Go on this end of town where Golden Plump is. I tore that hill down 30 years ago, that's still there. My hill isn't. I've proven it can be done, we've done it. Thank you.
just by a show of hands, how many people here have ever been underemployed or unemployed for any period of time? A week, a month, longer? Everybody's had a job their whole, seriously, don't jack me around, big hands. Okay, thank you. Okay, who would like to speak next? Yes, sir.
I'm Mark Baker, Town of Arcadia. What's going on with the moratorium? The moratorium usually means no discussion, no action, no offers on the table. I've heard that there's been a gift, an offer of a gift to the city of some land for residential development if Canadian Silica is annexed. If I'm gonna build a building and it doesn't quite meet approval, I could offer the inspector something to make it pass. That would be a bribe. If it looks like a duck, walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it must be a duck. Let's call the Canadian Silica offer by its real name. I think it's a bribe. Talked to someone from out of town today, doesn't understand why annexation is even an issue. People of Arcadia have made it very clear in their elections and in the city survey comments that they don't want any more sand mines. People of the City of Arcadia have presented to council.
Thank you, Mr. Baker. Who's next? Yes.
In reference to his Canadian
Can
Silica.
you identify yourself?
Dennis Russell. I'm with Canadian Silica. And Canadian Silica isn't gonna give the town anything unless you buy land. They can take everything out. They're not giving you anything. And they won't.
Thank you. Who's next? Anybody wish to be heard? Here.
I've been coming to a lot of meetings. My name is Terry Metelsky, I'm a city resident, I pay taxes here in the city. And I just want to say, I've been to a number of meetings lately. I was at the one where we discussed the citizen survey, and I was appalled at the way they were treated. And I did make a comment during that meeting, and how they were minimized when 60% of the 14.8% did not want sand mining. I also want to say that the people who spoke out and they were minimizing the survey, when I thought about it later and I looked at my notes, they all stand to financially gain. As a citizen of Arcadia, speaking against and asking me to adopt a moratorium, I have nothing to gain except to maintain my way of life. Thank you.
Who's next? Yes.
Ivan Franczynski, Town of Arcadia. I think it's, you board members up there should make the decision. And a moratorium is in putting on the election, put on the ballot, and just passing the buck. You know, and as far as property values, from what I've seen, the houses that have been sold, they were well compensated by the sand mines. And as far as taxation, we were up to a sand mine up by Barron County up there, and their taxes that they were paying to Barron County up there was $750,000 per year. So they're there for a long stay. Thank you.
Who's next? We're gonna take a brief break and let Bill change the disc for recording this. So please do not, we're just gonna sit here and hold our breath.